You know, it's hard to imagine life in the Wilmington area without Interstate 40. But the last segment of that highway between Wilmington and Raleigh did not open until 1990. And Wilmington's population has more than doubled since. We continue our week-long celebration of WECT's 70th anniversary now by looking at the decade of the 90s, which brought tragedy to one well-known family and several hard hits from Mother Nature. The decade began with an event that would transform Wilmington and New Hanover County.
We're linked together now with a commitment for a strategic network of 4-lane, limited access, divided highways, reaching within 10 miles of over 96% of our entire population.
More than 2,000 people showed up on June 29, 1990. To watch Governor Jim Martin cut the ribbon on the last 122-mile segment of Interstate 40, connecting Raleigh to Wilmington.
And liftoff of Endeavour on America's 50th space shuttle flight.
Curtis Brown took a different road in the 1990s. The native of Elizabethtown piloted the space shuttle Endeavour on its mission in September of 1992. The first of 6 shuttle flights the NASA astronaut from Layton County would take in the decade. The airport in Commander Brown's hometown bears his name. From flying into the stars to hosting a star. Recognize this young lady? That's Kelly Ripa, queen of the 1993 Azalea Festival. 8 years before she went from soap opera star on All My Children to co-hosting Live with Regis and Kelly.
Every time I say, well, it can't get any better than this, it gets better and better and better, and the people here are so wonderful.
Wilmington native Michael Jordan won his 3rd NBA championship with the Chicago Bulls in June of 1993. But 1 month later, tragedy struck the Jordan family. 2 teenagers shot and killed Michael's father, James Jordan, and dumped his body in a swamp in South Carolina. In August, the family laid James Jordan to rest.
Relatives and friends say they're relieved arrests have been made in Jordan's murder. However, that's likely little comfort knowing he died so violently and much too soon.
Jordan's remains were carried by family and friends for burial just beside the family church. The Jordans say the tragedy brought them all together to mourn his death, but they say they would be remiss if they did not also take the opportunity to celebrate his life.
After being southeastern North Carolina's congressman for nearly a quarter century, Charlie Rose stepped down as the 7th District Representative in 1997. Lumberton attorney Mike McIntyre won the seat and held it for 18 years.
All right, here we go, and background.
WECT went behind the scenes to capture the excitement of the TV series Dawson's Creek, which made its debut in 1998 and ran for 6 seasons, shooting around Wilmington and the area beaches. It made household names of several stars like James Van Der Beek and Katie Holmes. Nothing defined news in the late 1990s like the pounding our coast took from hurricanes. It began in July of '96 when Bertha landed at the New Hanover-Pender County line, bringing winds stronger than 100 miles per hour. It tore apart piers along our coast, leaving residents shell-shocked at the damage.
I woke up about 4:30 this morning, and when I looked at it, I couldn't believe it. It looked like a war zone.
Just 2 months later, September 5th, Hurricane Fran landed near Southport, packing 115-mile-per-hour winds and a storm surge 12 feet high. It left the steeple from the First Baptist Church sitting on Market Street. Fran killed 22 people and had one man thinking he would not survive.
Yes, sir. This is the 911 center at the Sheriff's Department.
Hi, yeah, I want to give a message for my next of kin.
Okay.
I'm on Carolina Beach at the north end.
How is it there, sir?
I don't think we're going to make it. It's just about, it's up to a porch and now everything's gone. And the building's starting to fall apart.
I didn't know what else to do. I thought we were going to die at the time. And what I was watching was cars and dumpsters, and the building was shaking, and we were hiding in the bathroom and all huddling up, and I didn't think we were going to make it.
Less than 2 years later, in August of 1998, Hurricane Bonnie made landfall near Surf City with 110-mile-per-hour winds. Damages in our coastal counties topped $40 million. Hurricane Floyd in September of 1999 that rewrote the record books. The storm brought wind gusts higher than 100 miles per hour, damaging coastal homes and businesses. But the rains, up to 2 feet, caused massive flooding inland.
On Friday, a lot of residents brought their cars up the road to right here because it was higher ground. But if you look at that top right there, that's a truck underwater. There's no such thing as higher ground anymore. No one knew that water would get this high.
Rivers crested at 2 times their flood stage.
This mobile home over here where my uncle lives, there was only about this much of it sticking out beyond the water. And he lost everything he's got.
She's lost her house. It's got 7 inches of water in it. It's a trailer. And of course, it's no more good.
35 people died, and some estimates put the damage at more than $4 billion. We've taken several hard hits since Floyd, namely Hurricanes Matthew in 2016 and Florence in 2018. But to this day, the National Weather Service says Floyd had the lowest barometric pressure of any hurricane to hit our coast, making it the most intense storm on record here since 1871. John Evans, WECT News.